The Cotton Bowl, Texas versus Ohio State. A rivalry steeped in history, renewed once more on one of college football's grandest stages. A rematch decades in the making with a trip to the national championship on the line. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the anticipation couldn't be greater. The energy inside a TAN-DT stadium was electric, buzzing with the anticipation of a clash between two of college football's most storied programs. Fans from both sides filled the stands, their cheers echoing through the night. The Longhorns, back in the national spotlight, were eager to prove their resurgence was no fluke. Under the leadership of Coach Sarkisian, they had clawed their way back to prominence. The Buckeyes, perennial contenders, aimed to reassert their dominance and erase the memory of last year's playoff disappointment. Coach Day had his team primed and ready for redemption. Texas, led by Coach Sarkisian and his high-powered offense, looked to avenge their close loss to Alabama earlier in the season. Their journey had been one of grit and determination. Their hopes rested on the arm of quarterback Quinn Ewers and the playmaking ability of Xavier Worthy. These two stars had the potential to change the game's outcome with a single play. Ohio State, under the guidance of Coach Day, boasted a formidable squad spearheaded by Heisman hopeful quarterback Kyle McCord and a defense anchored by the ferocious JT Tuimoloau. Their balanced attack made them a formidable opponent. The stage was set for an epic showdown, a game that promised to be a battle of attrition, a test of will, and a showcase of the best that college football has to offer. As the teams lined up, the air was thick with tension and excitement, ready to explode with the first snap. The opening kickoff sailed through the end zone, and with it, the tension in the stadium thickened. Ohio State's offense, a well-oiled machine, took the field with purpose. McCord, calm and collected in the pocket, orchestrated the first drive with surgical precision. He methodically marched the Buckeyes downfield, mixing short passes with runs from the powerful backfield duo of Miyan Williams and Tre'Veyon Henderson. But it was their secret weapon, the sophomore sensation Quinshon Judkins, who delivered the first blow. Taking a handoff, Judkins exploded through a gaping hole created by the Ohio State offensive line. He outpaced the Texas defense, showcasing his surprising speed and elusiveness, and crossed the goal line untouched for the game's first touchdown. The Buckeye faithful erupted, their cheers echoing through the stadium as if to announce that this was just the beginning of a long night for the Longhorns. Texas took possession, determined to answer the Buckeye challenge. However, the Ohio State defense, renowned for its aggressive style and relentless pursuit, had other plans. From the first snap, Quinn Ewers found himself under duress. The Buckeye defensive line, led by the disruptive force of Tuimoloau, consistently collapsed the pocket, forcing Ewers to scramble for his life. Texas's offensive line, considered a potential weakness coming into the game, struggled to contain the Buckeye onslaught. Double teams were easily shed, stunts and blitzes created havoc, and Ewers rarely had time to find his receivers. The Longhorns, unable to establish a rhythm on offense, were forced to punt on their first three possessions. The frustration mounted on the Texas sideline as their high-flying offense, which had averaged over 40 points a game, sputtered against the suffocating Buckeye defense. Ohio State, sensing Texas's vulnerability, seized control of the game. Their offense, firing on all cylinders, continued to exploit mismatches and capitalize on Longhorn mistakes. McCord, in complete command, distributed the ball with accuracy and confidence. He connected with his receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Egbuka, for big gains, moving the chains and keeping the Texas defense off balance. The Buckeyes, known for their explosive plays, added another touchdown to their tally, this time on a perfectly executed screen pass to Tre'Veyon Henderson. He sprinted down the sideline, leaving Texas defenders grasping at air, and extended the lead to 17-0 before the first quarter even came to a close. The momentum had shifted decisively in Ohio State's favor. As the game progressed, the pressure continued to mount on Quinn Ewers and the Texas offense. The Buckeye defense, relentless in their pursuit, seemed to be in the Longhorns' backfield on every play. Sacks, hurries, and deflected passes became the norm, disrupting any chance Texas had of establishing an offensive rhythm. Ewers, visibly rattled by the constant harassment, struggled to find his targets. His throws lacked their usual zip and accuracy, often sailing high or behind his receivers. The Ohio State defensive backs, sensing Ewers' discomfort, jumped routes and blanketed the Texas receivers. The Longhorns, unable to generate any consistent offense, found themselves in a deep hole early in the game, a deficit that seemed to grow larger with each passing minute. While the Ohio State defense stifled the Texas offense, their offense continued to shine. Quinshon Judkins, a force of nature all night, pounded the Longhorn defense with his powerful running style. He consistently broke tackles, gaining yards after contact and wearing down the Texas front seven. His physicality and determination set the tone for the Buckeye offense, allowing them to control the clock and dictate the pace of the game. On the outside, Emeka Egbuka tormented the Texas secondary with his precise route running and sticky hands. He created separation with ease, hauling in every pass thrown his direction, regardless of the coverage. His ability to make contested catches, particularly in crucial situations, provided a spark to the Ohio State offense and kept the Texas defense on their heels. Ohio State's dominance wasn't solely defined by individual performances, but also by their ability to execute in crucial moments. Their teamwork and strategic planning were evident throughout the game, showcasing a well-oiled machine that operated seamlessly under pressure. One such moment came midway through the second quarter, a critical juncture that would set the tone for the rest of the game. Facing a 3rd and long deep in Texas territory, McCord stood tall in the pocket, evading pressure with a subtle step to his left. The tension was palpable as the Texas defense closed in, but McCord's composure was unwavering. He spotted Egbuka streaking across the back of the end zone and delivered a laser-like pass, perfectly placed over the outstretched arms of a Texas defender. The precision of the throw and the timing were impeccable. Egbuka, showcasing his exceptional body control, secured the touchdown reception, extending Ohio State's lead to 24-0. The crowd erupted in cheers and the momentum firmly shifted in favor of the Buckeyes. Another pivotal moment came just before halftime, a crucial time when teams often look to gain an edge. Texas, desperate for points, finally found some offensive rhythm. The Longhorns knew they needed to respond to stay in the game. Ewers, showing flashes of his potential, connected with Xavier Worthy for a series of completions, moving the Longhorns deep into Ohio State territory. The drive was methodical and gave Texas a glimmer of hope. However, the Buckeye defense stood tall, forcing a field goal attempt. The defensive unit, known for their resilience, held their ground when it mattered most. The kick sailed wide left, leaving Texas scoreless at halftime and highlighting Ohio State's dominance in all facets of the game. It was a testament to their preparation and execution, setting the stage for a commanding second half. The first half of the Cotton Bowl unfolded as a masterclass in game management and execution by Ohio State. Their game plan was clear: suffocate the Texas offense with relentless defensive pressure and exploit their offensive weapons in space. They executed this plan to perfection. Defensively, their ability to generate pressure with their front four, without needing to blitz, allowed them to drop more defenders into coverage, effectively limiting Texas's big play potential. Offensively, McCord's poise and decision-making, coupled with the dynamic duo of Judkins and Egbuka, proved too much for the Longhorns to handle. Ohio State's ability to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, a testament to their physicality and preparation, was the defining factor in the first half. As the teams headed into the locker room, the atmosphere was charged with tension and anticipation. The scoreboard painted a bleak picture for the Longhorns, trailing 24-0. It was a stark reminder of the dominance Ohio State had displayed in the first half. Ohio State, with a commanding lead and all the momentum, looked unstoppable. Their energy was palpable and their confidence was through the roof. They looked every bit the national championship contender they were predicted to be, executing plays with precision and flair. The question wasn't if Ohio State would win, but by how much. Their fans were already celebrating, sensing an inevitable victory. Texas, facing an uphill battle, needed to regroup and find a way to turn the tide. The players knew they had to dig deep. They needed a monumental second-half effort to get back into the game. The coach's pep talk was crucial, instilling belief and determination. Their hopes rested on making crucial adjustments on both sides of the ball, focusing on both defense and offense to counter Ohio State's strengths. They had to find a way to neutralize Ohio State's strengths, studying their plays meticulously and strategizing every move. Could they overcome the first-half onslaught and mount an improbable comeback? The determination in their eyes said they believed it was possible. Or would Ohio State continue their dominant performance, leaving no room for a Texas resurgence, and punch their ticket to the national championship game? The fans were on the edge of their seats, eager to see the outcome. The stage was set for a captivating second half, with both teams ready to give it their all. But one thing was certain: Ohio State had firmly established themselves as the team to beat, and they were not about to let up.